Craig Edwards, still trying to figure out what the point of a burpee is. Aren't we all? Hi, I'm Jamie Hagia. I'm a CrossFit gym owner and coach, and I'll be answering your questions from Twitter. This is CrossFit Support. Kamia Hamidi. Can you give any pointers to ring muscle-ups and how to string them together? Any progression pointers would be great. Ring muscle-ups are one of the most difficult movements. It's one of the ones that people come in and they're like, I want to do that one day. Basically, it's taking your body, there's a set of rings that hang, and coming all the way up to the top and doing a dip at the top, and that's going to be a full ring muscle-up. Getting one by itself is a huge achievement. Being able to string them together takes it to the next level. Some of the things that you can think about when you're trying to string them together is when you get to the top, instead of sitting in an L-sit or pushing yourself far away from the rings, you want to try to stay nice and tight in a hollow. Now, a hollow is going to be like a nice bowl shape like this. So sitting down like that will help you get back into our arch, which is the transitional piece we need to go into your second one, third one, fourth one. Craig Edwards, still trying to figure out what the point of a burpee is. Aren't we all? Burpees have become a least favorite movement among the population. A burpee is basically taking your body from a standing position, coming down to the ground, and then coming back up to a full standing position. The point of it, because it is functional, is if you were being chased and had to duck down real quick, you get down, get back up, and run up as fast as you can. We do a lot of them, so I see why people kind of have this love-hate relationship with them. Joe Sabin, he's an Esquire, a lawyer. Just one question for CrossFit. What was wrong with a normal pull-up? Why always chest to bar? Great question, Joe. So in CrossFit, we do have different variations of pull-ups. There is your strict pull-up, where you're going to be hanging from a bar, engage your lats, and then pull strict. The next one is going to be a kipping movement, a kipping pull-up, where you are going to get an arch and a hollow and then pull your chin over the bar, so it will be a little bit of an assistance of a kip. And then the very last one is called a butterfly pull-up, and that's going to be a more dynamic pull on the bar, a little bit more movement, and they're going to be a lot faster and more efficient for pull-ups in a workout. Meg says, CrossFit question, what do I need to drink this summer when it's blazing hot in the gym? Is water enough or do I need more? Water, we always want to hydrate, especially when you're in the heat and you need to stay hydrated during your workouts. 50 Shades of Gary, CrossFit question. Do Ollie shoes really make a difference in your lifting? Are they worth the expense or investment? CrossFitters reply. So Olympic lifting and CrossFit are going to be two completely different sports. However, in CrossFit, we do use Olympic lifting in our movements and in our workouts. So Olympic lifting is going to be your clean and jerk, and then your snatch. If you're going for high volume, lots of repetitions at a high percentage of Olympic lifting, all these shoes are going to be great for you. It is going to be a lifted heel, so it's going to be more stable for you to squat in and catch in your position. So I would say they are very beneficial if you guys are lifting heavy weights in CrossFit. Andrea has a CrossFit question. Why do a lot of CrossFitters wear knee-high socks? Are they compression socks? Is it just because you're curious to know? Sometimes for rope climbing, so you don't mess up your shins, or box jumps, or when you're doing lifting movements, sometimes it'll scrape your shins. Sometimes it just looks cool. Robin, CrossFit question. My hamstrings are super tight, have been for a few days now. What's the best stretch to help with this? Thanks. Some of the best stretches for your hamstring are going to be, you can put your foot up on a raised box or plates, whatever we have, so you get that stretch in your hamstring there. This can also be performed in a doorway or on a pull-up rig, where you're going to raise your foot up on that, leave your other leg straight on the ground, and you'll feel a stretch that way. One other one that I like to do as well is when you put a band around your leg, you're going to lay back on the ground and then pull some tension on your hamstring to where you feel comfortable, where you're not going to injure yourself further. Sarah Ray, CrossFit question. Tore my hand open doing pull-ups. Trim off skin flap or leave it? Ick. Ick is right. When you do high volume gymnastics, sometimes a whole flap of your skin comes off. I personally like to cut that off. It's gonna hurt like heck when you wash your hands with soap and water. Then once you do that, make sure you're taking care of it. Second skin or things like that with tape that you can put over it to kind of keep you from tearing even further, but it will hurt, and that is what they call kind of like, welcome to CrossFit. Sensei of death. Anybody with tire flipping experience, what is the recommended start weight of a tire to flip? Tire flips are gonna be full body, and they're very difficult and nasty if the tires are dirty. When you actually heave that up, it's gonna be a lot of your leg drive, your core and trunk stability, your glutes. So definitely in a tire flip, you wanna have the right technique of getting underneath it. Make sure you set your core and your breath so you're nice and tight. And then you're gonna drive that up with our legs, big chest up instead of a rounded back. Once you get it here, you're gonna flip it over here and push it over. So recommended weight would be something light where your technique is on point, and then you can start building to the heavy. Kaza, CrossFit in an hour. Should I eat before or wait till after I'm hungry? I'm always hungry as well. I usually start out my sessions with the strength portion in the beginning and then get into the conditioning piece. Some people can eat 30 minutes before, some people need to eat 3 hours before so it doesn't come back up. Sharice B, why are overhead squats hurting my knees? CrossFit question. Overhead squats are gonna be one of the most difficult movements that we do because it requires a lot of mobility. So an overhead squat is taking a barbell or any piece of equipment, a dumbbell, a kettlebell, holding it above our head in a position that allows us to squat. Everyone is gonna have a different range of motion. Some people are hyper flexible where they can go all the way back. Some people get stuck here. A drill is coming down onto a box and putting your arms above it, pushing your head down so you'll feel a stretch that way, or a child's pose, that'll kind of open up everything. Starting out super light, you can start out with a PVC pipe, just to kind of drill the positions. Make sure you go down to only where it's comfortable until you're not feeling any pain. Will H, how do CrossFit people create the workouts? CrossFit does have their staple workouts. So Fran, everyone, this is the dreaded Fran. It's 21 thrusters with a barbell. It's a squat into an overhead press, 21 of those, 21 pull-ups. 15 thrusters, 15 pull-ups. 9 thrusters, 9 pull-ups. Leaves people on the floor, breathing, seeing stars. There's Annie, there's Kelly, there's Helen. So there's all different types of girl workouts. And then we also have hero workouts. Those are for the fallen soldiers. Those are gonna be long, very hard. They are dedicated to someone who gave their life for our country. The biggest one is called Murph. We usually do it on Memorial Day. And so that is going to be a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and a mile run in a weighted vest. So that's one of our staple hero workouts. Melanin Monroe, is CrossFit better than traditional lifting? Does it bring faster results? I wouldn't say one is technically better than the other. It all depends on what you're looking for. It will get you great results because mixing up your cardio with your weightlifting is gonna be very difficult and intense. I loved the competition setting, and the fun part of being here is that it's for anyone of any fitness level to come in and get in shape. Sandra Gutierrez says, why is CrossFit so expensive with the crying emoji? It is a little more pricey than some of the other gyms you'll come across. I think a big component of that is we do spend time working on so many different movements and making sure that each person is prepared, knows technique, and is moving correctly. And so that's why maybe you're paying a little bit more than you would get at a gym where you have to go in and think of the workout yourself. Joseph Cohen, question for CrossFitters and owners of CrossFit boxes. How much do you work on your wrist strength? It's a missing link for many. In the very beginning, it is uncomfortable. You might be doing movements that you're not really used to in your wrist, and you can have a lot of pain or little things that bother you. So wrist wraps are gonna be, there's all different kinds. There's some are Velcro, some are like a tie, but they are gonna help you out because we do a lot of wrist intensive movements. So it'll just give you a little bit more support, kind of like a lifting belt gives you support when you're squatting. So that's kind of the same thing, but just for our wrists. Jenny has a question for CrossFit enthusiasts. Do I need to be in shape already for my first visit in the box? That is what you call it, right? You do not need to be in shape when you come to your very first visit. That is our job. We work with people of all different levels. So from beginners, intermediate, and advanced, you all will be in the same setting, but we have scales and modifications for everyone. So come as you are. All right, Ghostly Father Smith, question. To what extent should one squat, bend at the knee for a kettlebell swing? I was taught more hip bend than squat, but her movement is more half and half. Any rule of thumb? In a kettlebell swing, it is more of a hinge than a squat. So our kettlebell swings are gonna be explosive coming from your hips. They are gonna train full body. So unlock your knees, hinge your hips back. There is no rule of thumb for specific angles or how much of a knee bend you should have. You will have a slight flexion, but you're focusing more on that hip bend than a knee squat. Michelle, CrossFit Games, what is the ultimate goal of someone who is competing in the CrossFit Games? People's answers will vary. There is a cash prize. You are the fittest man or woman on earth. For people like me, my goal was to make it. It was a huge achievement just to get into the top 40 women in the entire world. So of course, while I gave it my best effort while I was there, was I trying to win first place? Yeah, but I was happy just to be there and be competing amongst all these amazing men and women. And that's it. These were some great questions. Hope to see you guys in the box. Till next time.